And joining us now from Pittsburgh is Texas Governor Rick Perry. Governor, good morning.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good. Today you unveil your long-awaited energy jobs plan, plain and simple. And let's give the American people some specifics here in a non-convoluted way. What is it about your plan that, should you be elected president come January 2013, that's going to put American people back to work?
As I've traveled across the country, people have asked me that exact question. And we put a plan together that doesn't require congressional action, that will get 1.2 million Americans working. And we do it by opening up these federal lands and federal waters for exploration. We pull back these onerous regulations that are killing jobs all across this country. And then you rebuild the EPA. When you think about the number of jobs that can be created because of this treasure trove of resources that are underneath the United States and the lands of the United States, opening those up, it does two things. It will create a huge number of jobs, put Americans back to work. That's what people are concerned about today. They want to know who on that stage, who running for president really cares about their future and giving them the opportunity to have the dignity to take care of their family with the job. And that's what this plan does. It clearly shows America in the first 100 days after I'm sworn in, where I can get this country working to bring those resources to the ground, to open up all of the above portfolio of energy, frankly, and make America more secure from an energy standpoint.
Well, let me ask you this. So in order to implement the things that you want to implement, first thing you need to do is win your party's nomination. Right now, your poll numbers are moving in the wrong direction. Governor, let me ask you, you jumped onto the scene with such pomp and circumstance. What do you attribute this latest plummet in the polls to?
Well, you're going to have up and downs in polls. I mean, I was 25 points down the last time I ran for governor, and I think we ended up winning that by a substantial margin. So I don't get confused that this early in the race. I mean, we've been in this race for 8 weeks. It's going to be up, it's going to be down. I doubt very seriously if who's leading in the polls today is going to be our nominee.
Governor, your wife, Anita, said yesterday that you're being, quote, brutalized by your party and your opponents because of your faith. Do you agree with that? Do you think that you're being targeted because of your relationship with God?
Well, families always take these elections probably as tough as anybody. My wife said two things yesterday. She said he's the most conservative candidate in the race, and he's a Christian. And I can't argue with either one of those facts.
And one other thing, you know, one of your supporters, Robert Jeffers, called Mormonism a cult. He said he did not believe that Governor Romney believed in God. Now, you haven't disassociated yourself from those comments. And some people, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie said that makes you unfit for the presidency. Do you want to take this opportunity to distance yourself from those comments, or are you okay with it?
Well, from the get-go, first time we were asked, we said we did not agree with what that pastor said, and that's the fact. And the other side of this is, just because someone is endorsed me doesn't mean I endorse what they say or what they do. And that's the case here. And we've said that repeatedly. So I think anyone trying to use this as a political tool just needs to look at the facts. We clearly said we didn't agree with that statement. Yep. But on the other side of it, if I have to spend all of my time disassociating myself with something that someone says about me, or for that matter, if President Obama has to disassociate people who support him with things they say, we're not going to get much time to talk about how to create jobs in this country. And that's what Americans are interested in. They're not interested in these side issues and side shows. They're interested in how you're going to be able to get me, my family, to have an environment where we have the dignity to have a job. I'm laying out that today at Pittsburgh, and there are going to be a lot of Americans, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, that say, you know what, that's a fella who's got a plan for America, and I'm going to be for him because he is the one that understands what's going on in this country.
Governor, we thank you for taking the time. The good news in all this, you still raised $18 million in the third quarter, and you haven't lost an election in 30 years. So we'll see how this plays out. But Governor, thank you very much for taking the time this morning. We appreciate it.
So long.